Okay, so welcome back to Waking Up with Kandy, where we dive deep into exploring people's awakening journeys and listening and hearing, what it's meant for them. So, in honor of 11/11, November 11th, 2020, I thought it would be really good and nice treat for me because I'm super nervous, so I know that this is something that I really do need to do. So I thought that today I would share my spiritual awakening story and experience thus far. And so again, I'm really super nervous, and I mean, like, why do I have to say that? Well, because I really am a lot. It took me an hour to even get on here. So, yes, I have notes as well to make sure that I stay on track and I don't drift off, and I make sure that I cover everything I want to talk about. So I am very nervous. So I'll be looking down and everything. So thank you all so much for your patience. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for showing up for me in this beautiful, safe space. And so, yeah, let's begin, shall we? Okay. Hi. All right, so I'm going to start with my first memory, and I'm going to try to make it fast, right? Okay. My first memory was when my sister was born. I was 3, and I remember, trying to picture this moment of us in the car, going home from the hospital, picking her up. And I thought to myself, I said, okay, let's remember this. Let's remember this moment. Okay, we're in here. We're doing this. And I picture it perfectly in my mind's eye right now. So I made a mental note at age 3 to remember the situation, remember this memory, because I was so upset that I forgot all my other memories. Interesting, right? So, how beautiful, the universe and my guides and my higher self has been working to help me to remember who I am at such a young age. That's what I took from it. Okay, so I've been always I've been very witchy. I've always been drawn to astrology. In high school, I studied astrology just for fun and would give little astrology readings or like tell people about their sign, and I loved it so much. I was very creative, just anything witchy type. I was always just so drawn to it. And I had very strong intuition that I always ignored all the time and just, didn't think anything of it. I would actually, in hindsight, I had intuitive hits. I had clear hearing, clairaudient, claircognizant, clair knowing, and clear visions, clairvoyance that would come through. And to me, it's a normal thing. I didn't think anything of it. And so, going about my day like in high school, and I would get hits and just I would hear something in my head, and then it would happen or someone would say it, and I'm like, oh, dang it. I didn't trust myself. I didn't say anything. I didn't trust myself. And if you know me from high school, you remember I always would say, oh, I knew it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. And so that was me doubting myself and not trusting my inner knowing, my inner guidance that was so strong, right? So I ignored it I just kept ignoring it. That continued. So, I really battled with self-esteem, and so I went through a self-healing, and that was the first time I actually, on my own, kind of did this. I realized that when I speak poorly about myself, and, you know, call myself ugly and fat, which I did, which is so weird to even say that or know that I did that. But I was very hard on myself. So I figured out within myself, okay, if I can just not speak poorly about myself out loud, then this will help in some way. I don't know where I got it from. So anyway, I started doing that, and I started to just not say it out loud. In my head, you know, I'm working, that's a different thing. So I started to, you know, not say it out loud, and then it started to work itself within my inner self. So then I stopped having those thoughts, and it really transformed my self-confidence from then. And this was in high school. So I'm so grateful for that inner knowing, or I don't know how I figured that. Anyways, I digress. Again, I'm really nervous. Hi. I don't know why. Okay, it's okay. This is okay. This is good. I hope you guys are laughing with me, right? Yeah. Or at me, whatever. Anywho, okay, so skip to like around 2004. I'm in like college time, and during this time, again, I'm really super creative, and I actually, not knowing it, I made my own grimoire. I would collect like really cool tips, beauty tips, or words or sayings, or just all this little stuff I wanted to combine together. So I made myself a little book, and then, you know, anything, it was kind of like an index book, right? Like a grimoire. If you guys are familiar with a grimoire, or a book of spells, it's, you know, a very witchy thing. So anyways, all that just was coming out. Anyway, okay, so 2004, I became super obsessed with trees and just the beauty of trees, and just I fell in love with them. It would just bring tears to my eyes to, you know, just sit in my college campus at night, and I see the trees and the lights are coming through them, and I could just stare at them forever. I used to write, I would write creative writing or poetry through that too. It was just such a flow of energy during that time. I just recently, like last month, realized that beauty that I felt, and the beauty that I saw, and that warmth that filled my body was love. And it was my higher self, universe, source, helping me to feel that place within myself with the feeling of love. Oh my gosh, my throat is so dry right now. So I grew up, how I grew up, it wasn't very a loving household. Love you, Mom. But, you know, we weren't very expressive with our feelings, and hugged and kissed and said I love you all the time. So in this way of me experiencing beauty, which beauty is so much more, beauty is a state of being, right? And so for that to be in my heart and knowing, that was the first like inklings of love that was getting me ready, so I am able to recognize what love feels like in my body. So powerful that download came, you know, recently about that. So that happened, and then you know, just went along, you know, whatever my life, ignored more things, more signs, more intuition, just kept ignoring it, just kept ignoring things I needed to do. And in 2012, it really started to amp up with the intuition hits and things that would come through. Okay, I have to take water. It's so dry. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm speaking my truth for the first time, and it's just, you know, I'm using my vocal cords in a new and different way, and it's really empowering. So as I think it's super dry right now. Okay, sorry. Oh, it was so good. Thank you. So around 2013, I started to see 11:11 everywhere, all the time. Of course, typical me. I would just ignore it. Like, okay, whatever, it's whatever. It got so loud that I could not ignore it anymore. Like, it was screaming at me. Not just that. Oh, my higher self is just so freaking amazing. Such a stalker, which is really good. I bet you before I even came to Earth, I was like, okay, listen, do whatever you can to help me to remember. Do whatever you can to help me wake up. Just do it. Just go for it. Just go. I just know that I did that. I just really strongly, I just know it. It's inner knowing. So not only 11:11, but pennies were stalking me. Okay, so yes, I would see pennies wherever I would go, but in the most random places. I would get in the backseat of someone's car and there would be a penny sitting on the seat. I was walking once into a restaurant, something hit my leg. I look and it's a penny. Pennies everywhere. Pennies are 1 cent, one as well. My birthday is on the 11th of the month. So 11 is a really powerful number for me. So I was so like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I was now on a mission. I needed to find out why I was seeing 11:11 and why I was seeing pennies everywhere. And I just want to say PS that because I'm so nervous and so like all over the place and stuff and have my notes, I'm gonna try to read your comments and respond, but if I don't, I will later, I promise. And I really love and appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm just so nervous. Okay, so anyways, so I was on a mission to find out what it all meant. Where do I start? What do I do? So I just started Googling, 11:11 and pennies and like nothing. So in my search, I found I found YouTube. YouTube was new for me during that time too, and I found some witchy ladies on YouTube, which I totally resonated with, and they were super spiritual. I learned so much from them. It was so fun. I love it. I just learned so much from them, and so okay, see, okay. I was scrolling on Facebook one time, and this was like really the huge shift that changed my life forever. I was, you know what, that's a good idea. I should have had a crystal with me. That would have been a really good idea. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so I was scrolling through Facebook, and I stumbled across a post, and it just had an airplane with Con Air something, those chemtrails it was, but just a plane. That doesn't interest me normally, so, but I clicked on it. I stopped and I clicked on it. It was about chemtrails and all about the chemtrails, right? I instantly, tears rolled down my face, and it was like the whole world that I knew shattered. And I realized something huge, that things are not as they seem, which is something I always remember to this day, and that they're trying to kill us. I mean, I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but it was a really huge awakening for me. So that led to me going down the rabbit hole, doing more research on what are chemtrails, what does it mean, you know, and then found so many other things that took me into my first dark night of the soul, as they would say, just this darkness and depression and just sadness. You know, when you find out things like that, and it's scary. It scared me. I became fearful. I became fearful of natural disasters, of anything happening to me. Breathing the air outside, eating the food, just such a fearful state. Hector Diaz from high school, that was your post that woke me up. So props to you. Where are you, by the way? If anybody knows where he is, please let me know, because yeah, I want to see what he's up to, definitely. Okay, anywho, so then I found the event, okay, and I would hear about, I found some old, like really old school, like from the 80s, from the 90s, some light workers and some, you know, awakened people or what have you, a lack for better words, even though it's not a bad word. But anyways, I found, you know, a community of people who knew of an event that was going to be happening. And, you know, it maybe was supposed to be in 2012, but it didn't really happen. And, you know, they've been waiting for years and years and years for this event to happen. And this event was going to be a shift in consciousness. This event was going to be the shock in humanity, the reversal of things, the bringing of the light. But there were also rumors of something darker, what the event meant. Maybe we die, we are ascending. Anywho, so I'm just learning all this stuff, and I'm just watching them, trying to understand it. You know, nobody around me knows about it. I try to talk to my friends or my family, and they're like, what, huh? I told my mom, thank you, Mom. She was really the first one to really listen and take into consideration what I was saying. And she was like, babe, I'm trying to look up the event. I can't find it, right? And so I'm like, but it's coming, Mom, it's coming. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so amazing. And I heard this from, you know, Dolores Cannon and Nancy Joy. Oh, I love her. And the Matt Kahn, you know, a bunch of them were talking about it, and it was just going to be so beautiful, and probably Abraham Hicks, and, you know, all the tribe, right? So I was like, okay, cool. But then nobody was really, it was just going on deaf ears, and, you know, I just kind of felt really alone and really isolated. So I just stopped talking about it. And I didn't tell anybody anymore about chemtrails. I didn't inform anybody about the stuff I was finding. I just kept it to myself because I felt crazy and weird and whatever. So I just, you know, didn't talk about it. And in the meantime, you know, I was really drawn to tarot cards, and which I just feel like that was leading me to a path, just like a more elevated path, in a sense, of my findings and my searchings spiritually. And I started to do readings and you know, that kind of thing. And then I'm just looking over my notes just to see. I found Gigi Young too. Oh, she helped me so much. Karis Melina Brown, Karis Melina now. She really helped me so much. I watched like every single one of her YouTube videos. She talked about aliens and the universe, and so Gigi Young too. You know, the galactic confederation, and just everything about it. I was just like so in awe and so drawn to it. So I took a break and from doing tarot readings and stuff like that, because I really felt more drawn to, I just felt like that was getting me to this other bigger place. So I really dove deep into just learning and finding out so much about just the zetas and star seeds and portals and etheric bodies and just everything having to do with just our soul and, you know, higher consciousness, etc. So anywho, okay, so then I started to I started to work at a preschool. And when I started to work at this preschool, I really felt like it was my calling. I felt like it was like where I was supposed to be. I felt that like love of that beauty that I would witness in the trees, that warmth. I felt that. I felt the love. And I just feel like I was aligning to where my soul purpose, you know, I was aligning to my soul purpose. And within that, I found love. Love came to me, and just abundance of that. And things really shifted then from a fear state and, just a fear state and just being scared all the time about what's going to happen, just so many things, into a place of love. And when I felt that love, it didn't matter. It was okay. I knew that I'm supported and I'm loved, and I'm not going to be hurt. It's nothing bad's going to happen. Nothing bad's going to happen. Like, I'm looking, I envision the bigger picture, right? And that bigger picture was something so beautiful. So why was I going to be scared? So, anywho, I started to create a moon journal, and, you know, I started to do some manifestations. I started to call in things that I want in my life. I would do all the time. And I would constantly say, what is no longer serving me, I release and let go. Constantly letting go of things. If something no longer serves me, I don't want it in my life anymore. And, you know, if you've ever done that, you probably know you don't just do that and think like nothing's going to happen. Like, your whole life is going to seriously change when you do that. And it sure did for me. So in around 2016, you know, hit the fan. Everything was just, you know, I was getting stalked by the 111 and the penny stalking. That was for me to get into searching. That was for me to get my teeth into finding my higher consciousness and being and awakening, right? That was the breadcrumbs, I believe. So anyway, and also I was really stalked by the Judgment card and Strength and Courage card, because there was in my life at that time, I was not listening to my messages and my intuition at all, like years. And I was in a place that was no longer serving me, and it was crumbling. And, you know, as you know, you ignore the universe, eventually the universe is gonna give you a slap in the face to wake you up and to say, okay, you asked for this, so here it goes, and you're not doing it. So that happened, and that, you know, my whole world spiraled again into another, you know, dark night of a soul. I didn't recognize myself. I was, you know, really sad and shameful, and, you know, and I lost that spark. I lost that love within me that I felt. I lost that that inner beautiful warmth, knowing of just, there's more to us than this 3D paradigm. And so I was in search of it again, because I realized it's not like I lost it, okay? It's within me. It's always within me. But it's like, if you know me, I, usually have some clothes on my bed, or, a pile of clothes somewhere. And anywho, I'm doing better. But so like, okay, so let's just say it like a metaphor, like you have this beautiful bed, and you have this beautiful room, and you're like, oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Oh, so good, right? And then so easily things just get piled on the bed, more clothes, until all of a sudden there's a huge pile, and you can't even see your bed anymore, or you can't even see like the chair anymore. So it's really like that. So that's why spirituality to me is such a work in progress. It's something that you're always working towards. It's a daily thing. You live and breathe it. And it's so easy to have things come in and cloud it, and block it from seeing it again. So I was in search of where, like, how do I get it again? Okay, let's go. Let's listen to the same stuff. Let's do some self-love. Let's do some affirmations. Let's manifest something beautiful in my life. And then I met somebody who is now my boyfriend. But at the time, it was, he was put in my life for really some hard lessons for me to work out, from my childhood trauma, from my dad, and all that stuff. So some huge downloads and huge awakenings came from that experience. And what I realized about that and my life there, is that I was so controlling, and I wanted to hold on tight to everything, and I wanted to control, how I want things to look, and how I envision this, and how this, and I'm just holding so tightly that I couldn't see what things were, what they truly were, and truly were meant in my life and placed in my life to help teach me. I was driving home one day, and I was asking myself, why am I so upset by this person? Why am I feel so triggered? Why is this and why is that? And then I got a download or a knowing or a vision, just like, it's like your dad. He's exactly like your dad, and this is to help you heal from that in a different way. So sometimes we don't necessarily need to heal from things talking directly to the person who hurt us, or who we have trauma with. We can work it sometimes in our dreams. We work it out and we heal in our dreams. Sometimes other people are brought into our life to, repeat that spiral, the same lesson, same unlearned lesson. So that's what he was put in my life for. And once I realized, I was just like broke down in tears. It was like a huge shift knowing. And I realized how beautiful the universe is that they placed this person in my life to help me heal something that has been haunting me since I was young. I came to that knowing and the realization and the understanding that this was for a greater purpose and this was for a lesson. So I let go and allowed love to come in and to see hard things and hard lessons in my life as something, as a gift, and something that, it's really here to show me, teach me something. Anyways, I'm gonna make a whole video about that, and how that manifestation happened. But anyways, so the way I found love again into my life is because I was really in a low place. The 4 agreements really helped me a lot in not taking things personally and not holding on to attachments, and knowing that just love is the greatest power and the greatest force and energy in the world. A Course in Miracles also really helped me to get to that loving place as well. And so yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm here, I'm there, I got it again, right? But you know, as we all know, we're always learning, and we're always evolving, and we're always changing, and you know, it's just, we're human, so we just have to remember that and be easy on ourselves. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling. So yeah. In at the beginning of this quarantine situation, COVID experience, in March, I did have like let me rewind. When this in February, late February, March, or what have you, when we started to go into this quarantine and all this stuff started to happen, I instantly got so excited because I was like, oh my God, this is the event. This is the event. Like, it's happening. It's happening. Oh my God, it's really happening. Like, oh my gosh, right? So I'm like, this is going to be so good, you know, because, you know, we're getting out of the Kaluga, or we're ascending into this new stage of new earth, into the golden era. And I was just like so excited, but knowing that a lot of disclosure and truth was going to have to come up also in order to clear it out. Anywho, so I was like, this is it. It's so exciting. And but you know, you have to wait for people to be ready to hear that kind of news. And so it's just really exciting for me. I know I'm rambling a lot. I hope this is all making sense. My throat is so dry still, but I was so happy and so excited, and to be a witness to it happening, and to having people waking up and knowing what chemtrails are, and knowing, you know, they know what higher consciousness 5D is, they know what high heart frequency is so amazing. It will never get old as more and more people just, you know, get into that higher state of consciousness. I mean, it's lonely when there's nobody around you, you know. Yeah, so I'm very thankful for my mom, because she's really the only one I could like speak to about this stuff. And so I'm really thankful for that. And okay, so in March I had a little breakdown, a little quick breakdown, and fear started to kick in. And you know, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be stuck in here, what's gonna happen, like all like just fear like took over me. I couldn't stop crying, and it was like really intense. And I, you know, prayed about it, and you know, asked why am I feeling this? And I heard, remember what you came from, remember love. So I revisited some of my favorite YouTube people, and you know, reread the things that I wrote about love. And I know it sounds super corny and everything, but love really is the place. It's everything. And with love, there is no fear. And I just remembered that this whole experience is for something so beautiful and something magical and amazing. So that's really been keeping me just going and strong, knowing that, you know, love is it. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I am a shy person, and so I feel like I'm shy and I want to know people's stories. So that's why I did create Waking Up with Kandy, because I want to hear other people's awakening stories. I want to hear, how did they come to the conclusions, and you know, how did it feel for them? And I want to have a place for people to share and in remembrance and in resonance together. We're in this together. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm really honored to live in this time with all of you, creating the new earth together. It's just really, it's very extremely beautiful. It's really beautiful. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, I guess. It seemed a lot more cute on paper, but you know, it's still cute. But yeah, so my takeaways are, things are not as they seem. Trust in yourself. And yeah, your higher self's always got your back, definitely. And you know what? I know I have a lot to grow still into. I have a lot more to experience within my spirituality, and a lot more waking up. Maybe another dark night of the soul. I don't know. I hope not. Let's not put that out there. But, you know, you just never know. And to be in the actual moment is where our power is. To be in the now, right now. That's where everything is. And that's something that Matt Kahn taught me. It's in every single moment that we have our power. And this moment can change from the next moment. It's moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. We just have moments. Anyway, I have a tattoo that says that to help remind me. But yeah, and my inner knowing and guidance also said that I need to stop eating meat and become vegan. And I said, no, thank you. I love meat. But I did eventually become vegan and listen to my intuition, which I really do now. I really do treasure and listen to my inner guidance. I don't ignore it like I did before. And in hopes, I became vegan actually, like one of the big reasons, besides environmental animal reasons, is that I knew it would raise my frequency more, and it would get me to that more psychic state. So anywho, there's so much more to come. This is just my little snip of story, the cliff notes so far, and I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something new, maybe you had a laugh, and I just love you so much for joining me and my 70s feathered hair. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. We are going to be having super amazing guests on Waking Up with Kandy starting next Wednesday, sorry. So I'll be posting that. Look out for that. And I'm just really excited to just share together and listen and connect hearts. So thank you so much again, and thank you Dwayne. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah. You guys are amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.